Before we begin, place the body like a well-tuned instrument. Sit with your spine naturally erect, chin slightly tucked, shoulders soft. The throat is open, yet effortless, like a clear sky where nothing needs to move to be vast. Today, we are not trying to do 1,000 things. We are learning how to listen so deeply that listening itself becomes yoga. Your breath is entering and leaving, but do not manage it. Let it be like waves arriving on a quiet shore. If the mind wants to jump, let it jump. Do not chase it. Listening is not chasing. Listening is being so available that what is subtle can find you. We begin with an ancient region of intelligence in the human system, Vishuddha, the energy center at the throat. In the yogic sciences, Vishuddha means filter. When this dimension is alive, it sifts poison from nourishment. Whether that poison arrives as an emotion, a thought, or a vibration from the world. With an active Vishuddha, you are no longer tossed about by every gust. You become established within yourself. You gain a kind of inner immunity. But do not get entangled with concepts. If you carry a map, it is only to help you walk. Today, walk. Keep your attention like a gentle lamp in the throat. Not forcing, not drilling, just keeping company with a living space. If thoughts pass, let them pass. Let there be a taste of consecration in this. For these minutes, I am not here to speak, to plan, or to perform. I am here to listen. Listening to what? Not to words, not to the old arguments you already know. Listen to texture, the grain of the breath, the micro pulses in the ears, the faint interior hum that is neither external sound nor imagination. This is not fantasy. Existence is reverberation. Creation is sound before it becomes thing. When the mind becomes less noisy, the subtler reveals itself. If you hear nothing, that is also something. Emptiness is not the absence of life, it is the womb of life. In yogic perception, sound arises from silence, and silence is not dull. It is the beyond, the dimension before this or that. Learn to befriend that. Keep the face relaxed. Let the tongue rest gently. The throat unclenches. Your listening widens, as if the skin itself has ears. There is no hurry. There is nothing to fetch. The most sacred things come when you stop tugging. You may ask, how long before something happens? The urge to measure is the mind's habit. Do not measure. Marinate. Truths arrive in their season. Sometimes the soil must be still through many dawns before the first sprout tears it open. If restlessness grows, smile inwardly. Restlessness is only energy knocking without a door. Make a door, not with effort, but with permission. You may be here, I will still listen. The more expansive your permission, the more refined the signals that reach you. The lore associates the throat with the blue of vast sky. In yogic stories, Shiva holds the poison at the throat, remaining untouched. This symbolism points to a possibility. When Vishuddha filters, the world's disturbances do not become your chemistry. You can be amidst everything and stay clear. Do not imitate mythology. Embody the principle. Clarity without contraction. Now deepen the vow. For a little while, I will not add any commentary. The mind will try to narrate, thank it, bow to it, and do not hire it. Instead, sense the raw, pre-verbal contours of experience. Listening is intimacy without possession. Notice the slender silence between the exhale ending and the inhale beginning. Linger there, not holding, hovering. The throat space seems to glow by simply not interfering. If no interior voice arises today, wonderful. The subtle is delicate. It is not a street parade. Keep meeting silence as a beloved, not a stranger. One day, the silence itself becomes articulate, not in sentences, but in unmistakable orientation, a felt guidance you do not have to argue with. This is not opinion, it is alignment. For now, 10 to 15 minutes daily, consecrate a session to pure listening in the throat space. Some days it will feel like nothing. Other days it will be like opening a window in a room you forgot was yours. In either case, you are building a luminous habit, not to react, but to receive. If existence is fundamentally vibration, then sound is not a distraction, it is a doorway. The yogic approach called Nada Yoga, the yoga of sound, is a refined technology to create an inner atmosphere of joy and balance by working with primordial syllables. Properly done, it is simple, natural, and steadying, an ally to our Vishuddha practice. But remember, techniques are powerful because they are precise. Careless handling makes them noisy. Treat them as you would fire. Warmth when tuned, damage when tossed around. We will touch a basic form that is widely taught. The three-part utterance often rendered as AUM. This is not a chant for entertainment. It is a shaping of resonance through the mouth and throat. In simple terms, A opens in the lower mouth and chest. U rolls forward, gathering the middle. M closes gently at the lips, vibrating the mask and skull. The point is not performance. The point is feeling the wave move through the body, mind, and noticing how the throat learns to transmit without strain. Chant softly, barely above a whisper, or even internally once you have the knack. Let your awareness rest in the Vishuddha region and observe the effortless filtration. Agitation flows out. Clarity remains. Round 1. A, U, M. Let the final M dissolve into quiet. Notice the aftersound, the halo of resonance that remains when the syllable ends. Stay with that halo. It points towards soundless silence. Round 2. Imagine the throat as a vast blue dome. The sound rises like a skylark, circles once, and disappears into sky. No pushing, no chasing, only reverberation becoming stillness. Round 3. If the body wants to sway microscopically, allow it. The nervous system is calibrating. Keep the jaw loose, tongue soft. A word of sobriety. The yogic texts and modern masters alike emphasize that Vishuddha-specific sadhanas are powerful and not commonly prescribed without close guidance, because an intense activation of the center can introduce capabilities and sensitivities you may not yet know how to integrate. Our approach here is conservative and supportive, listening and gentle nada, to cultivate stability and joy, not fireworks. If you ever feel agitated or spacey, ease off, ground yourself with breath, walk, or a simple meal. After a few minutes of AUM, drop the syllable and return to pure listening. Do you notice how the field is cleaner? As if the room has been aired out? Mantra is not about believing a meaning. It is about becoming the sound, letting the geometry of vibration polish your system until quietness shines by itself. This is the ox sound, aftersound, silence, soundless. If you chase silence, you create noise. If you surrender to sound skillfully, silence finds you. And when the throat remains uncontracted, this transition is seamless. At times, you may notice a faint, continuous inner tone, like a distant conch, like the whisper of wind in a shell. Do not strain for it. Do not label it. Let it be a reference of stillness. If you hear nothing, that is perfectly fine. Listening without object is itself a profound sadhana. Remember the blue throat symbol. In life, every day carries a dose of poison, unkind words, sticky memories, the drip of anxiety. If you react, you drink it. If you filter, you hold it where it cannot become your life chemistry. Listening in Vishuddha trains this filtration. Over time, it is not that the world changes. You change your way of taking it in. A daily practice could be simple. 3 to 5 minutes, sit and settle. 4 to 6 minutes, gentle AUM. In 3 or 4 rounds, sensing vibration particularly in the throat and face. 5 minutes, drop the sound and listen, noticing the after ring and the wide quiet it points to. Optional, One final very soft only, then release it into stillness. Do this daily for a few weeks. Keep a small journal. 2 lines will do. Tension before slash. Clarity after. Not for analysis, only for witnessing the arc. People ask, how do I hear the inner voice? They expect thunder. Often it arrives like dew. The voice of silence is not a talker. It is a tilt. A clean leaning of your whole system toward life-supporting choices with a sense of rightness that does not need applause. Here is the truth. In the first days, in the first weeks, you may hear nothing. Perfect. You are repairing the antenna. When the surface chatter comes, the signal-to-noise ratio shifts. The guidance is not new. You become available to it. The seed was always there. Now the soil has learned how to listen. Life practices that fortify Vishuddha truthfulness without aggression. The throat is also expression. Speak what is true for you, but polish the friction out of it. The point is alignment, not victory. Every time speech is clean, Vishuddha thanks you. Silence breaks. In daily life, take micro pauses where you deliberately do nothing for 60 seconds and listen, not for information, but for the interior climate. You are training the system to return to neutral quickly. Sound hygiene. Be intentional about what enters through your ears. Music, news, chatter. Notice how each leaves a trace in the throat. Choose inputs that support clarity. Over time, you will prefer nourishment to stimulation. Mantra minimalism. Resist the temptation to accumulate chants. Master one simple practice before you add more. Remember, mantra is geometry. Geometry rewards precision, not quantity. Blue principle. When a bitter moment arrives, take one conscious breath. Feel the space of the throat soften and inwardly say, filter. Do not swallow the poison into the belly of identity. Let it remain where it cannot bind you. If you are prone to over-intensity, treat these practices like tea, not gasoline. A daily moderate brew will do more for you than a weekend bonfire. As with all potent yogic work around the throat, err on the side of stability. If practice makes you spaced out, ground with a walk, fresh food, or a simple task that uses the hands and eyes. If confusion persists, consult a qualified teacher. Do not invent heroics around Vishuddha. One day you will notice a pattern. You sit, you listen, and in the quiet after sound, something arranges itself. A decision becomes obvious. A sentence becomes honest. A creative thread pulls you by the hand. Not a voice that argues, not a command that bullies. A sweetness that knows. When this happens, do not rush to celebrate. Simply align and move. The proof is in the living. Less friction, more rightness, more available energy. Common detours and corrections. I'm bored. Boredom is often withdrawal from stimulation, not lack of life. Stay a little longer. The subtler textures reveal themselves like stars after the city lights fade. I can't hear anything. I must be doing it wrong. If the body is at ease and you are not forcing, you are doing it right. The very absence of commentary is success. I tried chanting loudly. I felt strained. Bring it down. Half the volume, twice the sensitivity. Remember, we are using sound to reach silence, not to overwhelm it. A simple 21-day sadhana. Days 1 to 7, 10 minutes total. 2 or 3 rounds of soft AUM. Then 6 to 7 minutes of throat-centered listening. Days 8 to 14, 12 to 14 minutes total. Same structure. Introduce one 60-second silence break during the day. Days 15 to 21, 15 minutes total. Same structure. Add mindful speech. Once a day, pause before a difficult sentence and let listening shape the words. Keep your journal minimal. Not an essay, 2 phrases. Noise before / texture after. Or tight throat arrow open throat. Let the body teach by showing. In this approach, sound and silence are not enemies. Sound is the ladder, silence is the landing. If you love sound rightly, it introduces you to silence without a fight. And if you love silence rightly, it invites the sweetest, most appropriate sounds to arise in you. The right word at the right moment, with the right weight. Once more, place attention in the throat. Breathe out gently. If you sense a very fine internal hum, bow to it. If you sense only quiet, bow to that. If neither appears, bow to being here, to the miracle that you can set aside a few minutes of your human life to cleanse perception. May your listening be so pure that guidance does not have to shout. May your speech be so clean that it leaves no residue in you. May the blue of vastness sit in your throat, not as an ornament, but as freedom. From sound to soundless, from speaking to being. This is the path through Vishuddha.